Hi guys, this is Ricky, your host, coming to you once again with a new episode. This is for my channel, my podcast, for the explorers of the paranormal and the unexplainable. Today I want to talk to you about prophecies, dreams, lucid dreams, visions of the future, whatever you want to call it. I've had a few experiences in this department, and usually they're pretty major events that I've foreseen, starting with tsunamis. Now, ever since I was a little boy, granted I'm currently in my 40s, even before I saw the ocean, before I even knew what a tsunami was, I would have these nightmares about water just coming into the land, just coming in as high as the hills up in the mountains. And I live in a small town in Georgia where there are no mountains, so I don't know where I got this from, but I would see this going, just happening, going down, and these giant waves would just come in and they would just be taking houses down. And I would have these dreams, like I said, even before I knew what a tsunami was. And to this day, I have recurring dreams like that. I mean, tsunamis do happen. Some we hear about, some we don't. The big one being back in, I believe, 2001. The one happened in Christmas in the Southeast Asian area. But the ones I see in my dreams make that seem like a splash. I've had dreams where basically the bottom of the ocean just fell out, collapsed in on itself. And we're talking massive waves just destroying everything in their path. Now, also I've had dreams about volcanoes going off. And those are as recent as last night, where I dreamt I was witnessing a volcano erupting. I've also had dreams of lava. Ironically enough, in both of those dreams with the lava, I died in those dreams. I fell into the lava. That's a different story. So I just want to come back to this again. Are they prophecies of the future? Are they just wild dreams of a vivid imagination? Or are they events that have yet to come? I don't know. Has anyone else had dreams like that? They're pretty vivid when I do have those dreams. And I do have them quite often. In fact, my dreams are always vivid, to the point where I'm not calling them dreams anymore. They're more like experiences in a parallel life, so to speak. And then we start getting astral projection and all that fun stuff. But that's also a different video or a different podcast. I do have a video on astral projection on my YouTube channel. If you want to check that out, go check it out. I'll link it in the description of the video here. Now, more on this prophecy stuff. I don't claim to be psychic, because I don't believe I am. Although I am what people refer to as a sensitive. I can feel things. I can sometimes pick things up. I'm also empathic. I can feel people's emotions. I can feel people's emotions through text, over long distances, over the phone. Not even in person, I can still sense what people are feeling. And that's kind of horrible, to know that people are mad at you or something negative like that. Try being insensitive working in a major airport. That's fun. But that being said, it could contribute to my prophetic dreams, or my visions, if you want to say. Now, there are plenty of people out there who are legitimate psychics. What's the man's name? They call him the sleeping prophet. I believe his name is Edgar Casey. He would have these dreams of these horrific events that supposedly came to pass, but this is like back in the past. He's, now currently deceased. He's passed since then, but anyways, other than that, I don't want to ramble on too much. I just wanted to share those experiences, those dreams, that just would be horrific if they actually come to pass. I've also had dreams about being outside in the middle of the night, but yet it's bright as day. That does happen, of course, in the Arctic Circle, but not to a guy who lives in a small town in Georgia. And that could also be some sort of event, because supposedly the sun is going through what's called a solar maximum. There's currently massive solar flares and events going on up there that potentially could affect us. I think it was back in the 1900s where a massive solar storm basically wiped out all those power lines that back in the day people used to transmit, letters by using those. I can't even remember what they're called, but they're the ones where you actually hit the button, kind of like Morse code almost. But instead of that same event would happen today, basically our grid's going down. And it could happen. We could be sent back to the Stone Age. Without technology, where would we be? I couldn't do these podcasts anymore. We'd be maybe better off. Who knows? Technology has severely weakened us and held us back. But at the same time, it does help with communication. It does help with people doing their research, keeping in touch with family across vast distances. So it does help to have technology. But at the same time, we are pretty dependent on it. For example, my cell phone, I admit it's my lifeline. My cell phone is the one reason I would U-turn and come back home to get if I forgot it. Because I would need it. Do I really need it? Maybe not. But it still feels like it should be a part of me. It's part of my outfit now. It's always on my side. I have it sitting here on my desk with me right now. But I digress. Anyways, I want people to share their dreams with me, their visions if they've had any. You guys listening right now, leave me a comment. Definitely share with me if you've had similar experiences, similar dreams, or other types of dreams. What have you seen? What have you experienced? And I do hope to continue bringing more content. I want to do more interviews. I'm also going to be interviewing a great buddy of mine. His name is Josh. He's currently doing his own podcast, and they're doing great. He's very much into these synchronicities. The 333s and the 444s, those universal mathematics. And that's what all the universe is. It's mathematics. I mean, to the point where it almost seems digital, holographic, simulated, which is also a video I plan to do. Are we living in a simulation? Stay tuned for that episode. But for now, I'm going to wrap up. I don't want to keep this going on too long. But thanks for listening. Thanks for dropping by. Once again, my name is Ricky. You're listening to The Explorers of the Paranormal Unexplainable. Like I always say, keep your mind open, keep your eyes open, and keep exploring the unexplainable. Until next time, thanks for listening. Bye.